Hello all, welcome back to Answer Writing Initiative at 9 p.m. I'm Guna Mathivanan from Offices IAS Academy. Friends, I hope your preparation is going great. If you are new to this video series, please go and watch my first video in this series so that you will get an idea how to participate in this Answer Writing Initiative. Right, so we will start our discussion with the yesterday's question. So the question, while simultaneous elections are contemporary need to bring electoral reforms in India, there are challenges and complexities associated with its implementation. Discuss. So what is the demand of the question? We need to discuss this entire statement. Many students, they discussed only the challenges and complexities part, but you have to discuss the entire demand, right? So how to start? So the introduction, they have given the clue for the introduction. Simultaneous elections are the contemporary need, right? So you can explain about simultaneous elections first. You can very simply say simultaneous election is the practice of holding Lok Sabha elections and state legislatures parallelly together. Right? Simple. See, we are going to write only 150 words. The introduction cannot take more than 10 percentage of your answer. 10 percentage means you are expected to write an introduction of only 15 words. Right? So give a one line introduction, a simple introduction. If it is a 15 marker question, then you can give some extra points. You can say this simultaneous election is a reform which was also recommended by various institutions starting from Law Commission, Parliamentary Standing Committee, Niti Aayog, and recently also government has set up a commission under the chairmanship of former President Ramnath Kovind to evaluate the possibilities of conducting a simultaneous election for Lok Sabha, state legislature and local bodies. Such expanded introduction will make sense if it is a 15 marker question. For a 10 marker question, you cannot write introduction more than 15 words. Keep that in mind. Provide a simple introduction. I have given a model introduction here. Then what we have to do, the question talks about need. What is the need to bring that reforms in India? What is the need? Address the need one by one. We have discussed in the hit list topic where I have explained about the needs. So I said that the multiple elections, 200 days we are spending on elections. This multiple elections is actually making the delivery of essential public services difficult. When election comes into force, model code of conduct comes into force that disrupts the policy initiatives of the government, so that leads to policy paralysis, right? Huge election expenditure which adds burden on the government finances, also the political party finances. In 2019 election alone, government, the total expenditure came around 60,000 crores. Right. So there are various needs which we have discussed, that one by one in a crispier form you can write. Right. Multiple elections means there will be multiple election campaigns. In these election campaigns, we see a lot of hate speeches. We see divisive debates on the lines of communalism, regionalism, right? So all these disturbs the communal harmony. Also, Law Commission once recommended that when there is simultaneous parallel election, then the voter turnout can also be improved. So all these are needs which asks for some reforms, which asks for simultaneous elections. Whatever I have explained now, don't write in an elaborate manner. Just give pointers. Just give pointers. Right? Simultaneous elections. What is the need? It will reduce the overall election expenditure. It will help to avoid policy disruptions. Frequent elections will prevent governments from thinking of long-term policies, because there is frequent elections, government will come up with short-term measures so that the voters are influenced. They might not think about long-term visions. It might reduce the frequency of communal and divisive campaigning. More the number of elections, more the campaigning, it disturbs the communal harmony, right? So voter turnout can also be encouraged. So give Simple sentences but effectively communicate. Don't elaborate. Then what? After attending the need, however, despite of all these needs, there is a list of challenges and criticism. What is the challenge? Point number one, it is a logistical nightmare for a country like India conducting elections. Length and breadth in a single phase is a logistical nightmare, right? And also, if you want to have a simultaneous parallel elections, then the life cycles of various state legislatures has to be aligned in single line. That itself is a very big challenge. This is also criticized because the simultaneous elections will go against the nature of the federal philosophy of our country. The federal nature goes against the federal nature because during the simultaneous elections, what happens? The national issues will mask the local issues. The national parties, their campaigning will be so big that small parties will find it difficult to create visibility. Right? And also, when there is multiple elections, at several intervals, the government will come to people so people can hold them accountable for their actions. If there's only one election in 5 years, what will happen? Only once in 5 years, the political parties will come, the politicians will come and meet the people. So there will be a huge gap. Once in 2 years, if they come and meet the people, people can hold them accountable. If they don't like the performance of the government, the people can punish them by not voting to the government. All these are getting affected. The voter behavior can also, it will be difficult. We cannot predict the voters' behavior. The sense, so when you have multiple elections, not everyone, but many sections, they might find it difficult or they might have a confusion in understanding whom to vote. At local level, they might be having a different preference. At state level, different preference. At central level, different preference. So they might end up, if there's a confusion, they might end up choosing a wrong political party or a wrong candidate for a different election. There's a possibility which we cannot rule out. So this comes up with a lot of challenges and criticisms. Then how to conclude? See, all these you have to write crisp in a crisp manner. See, and another biggest challenge, you have to amend the constitution. I have given the articles in detail. This much detail is not required. We can simply mention that this reform requires constitutional amendment with special majority and also the support of states. That itself is a challenge, right? It can undermine the federal nature of the country. So accountability, election is conducted only once in 5 years. It will reduce the accountability of the people. One mega election would be a logistical nightmare. Small parties, their visibility will be reduced. Right, all these can be challenges. Then finally, you can give conclusion. Give one line conclusion. Yes, simultaneous elections are contemporary need, but however, for effective implementation, for successful implementation of simultaneous elections, what is required is active consideration and broad consensus among the political parties, state legislatures, as well as citizens. One line conclusion. Right. So here I have given the conclusion. For effective implementation, to overcome the challenges, simultaneous elections will require careful consideration and broad consensus among political parties, state governments, and citizens. Right? You can give other conclusions. If you want to quote the recommendations of Law Commission recommended that there's something called as constructive no confidence motion. That is, whenever a no confidence motion is passed against a sitting a government and state, before passing that, they should have the support of MLAs to form an alternative government. So when there is an alternative government, before passing the no confidence motion, when there is an alternative setup available, so yes, if you want to give an alternative conclusion, an alternative introduction, yes, you can. If you want to suggest some recommendations in the conclusion, yes, very well you can. I have given a model answer just to give you an idea. Okay, remember, you should write only 150 words. You can skip few points which I have given here, no problem, because you are expected to write only for 10 marks. Keep that in mind. So many students have written well. So no, not in a particular order. I have chosen some papers. They have really done well. So Kamalika, so yes, you have done a good. You have given a good answer. You have started with why this discussion was in news because of the committee which was set up recently. So you started with that. That is good. So current electoral method has some issues. So there is some need for reforms. So yes, Kamalika has given the needs here, and also Kamalika has given the challenges in the implementation. What are the challenges? Constitutional amendment, logistical issue against the federal. See, look, this is how the answer should be. This is how the statement should be. High, infrastructure cost because you had to buy a lot of electronic voting machines, etc. Give simple sentences. So, what is the way ahead? To create awareness, build consensus, establish legal framework. So, yes, Kamalika, you have done a good job with this answer. Next, Preeti Kannan, except your first line. A new attempt is brought by the government towards one nation, one poll. It is not a new attempt. Many situations attempt were taken. This is not a new attempt. This is another attempt. Okay. Apart from that, yes, your intro is fine. Need you have given, that is good. Challenges you have given, that is good. Right? Even the conclusion was also fine. Right? Next, Esther. See, the problem with Esther's answer is the word limit. You have easily exceeded the word limit, right? If you practically count, I'm sure the number of words will be more than 250. It is beyond 15 marker. Introduction is good. Yes, you have come with a flow chart. Need, what are the needs? Yes, very good. Also for challenges, you have come up with flow chart, right? You need not explain everything. Esther, you need not explain everything. Even this broader heading with a little more expansion would suffice, right? Conclusion is also fine, but remember, in a 150 word 10 marker question, 15 words you can devote for introduction, 15 to 20 words you can devote for conclusion. That's all you can do. If you are going to write this much, you cannot complete 20 questions in 3 hours. Okay, so keep that in mind. So Kavya Priya, yes, your answer is good. You have done well. Again, the only problem is we cannot have this big introduction, right? So again, the problem we have given the need, you have given the challenges, but word limit is the only problem which I see in your answer as well. So please work on that. Felix, students, please look at this answer. So Felix is an interview candidate, right? Look how effectively he has managed the 2 pages with the limited content. You can even pause the video and you can go through the answer, right? See, look at the interline spacing, right? Look at the font size. So with limited content, precise points, all precise points with limited content, he has managed challenges and he has come up with a very simple, conclusion, but effective conclusion. Just Felix, you have mentioned Shekhawat solution. What is the Shekhawat solution? The Shekhawat committee, something to do with defense. I'm not able to connect with that. That is the only thing I see here. Apart from the answer is fine. Kritika, you have also done well. You have also done well, but the problem is word limit. The problem is word limit. I have gone through your answer, right? So please adhere to the word limit. But all of you, many students have done really well. I have highlighted those papers which are really good, right? So please keep my advice in mind. So what is the question? Today's question. What is today's question? So, do you agree with the view that free trade agreements are not beneficial for India? Do you agree with the view that free trade agreements are not beneficial for India? Comment. Just explain whether you agree with that or not. If you are taking a stand, substantiate your stand. So I hope the initiative is useful. So tomorrow I will come up with a detailed discussion for this FTA question. Today I am uploading the second part of the Aditya mission video. I will be explaining this video. I am explaining in the hit list series, in the current affairs hit list series. By the time you are watching this video, it would have been uploaded, where I have explained about Aditya mission, what is Lagrange point, right? In the description, I will give the link. For your reference, I am giving the thumbnail also in this video. So you can also watch that video for more clarity about the Aditya mission. Right, friends? See you tomorrow. Till then, bye. Take care.